And what I hear from my closet edit clients specifically, sometimes people are just like, I don't know where to start. I don't even know how to begin to put things together in ways that differ from how I've done it in the past. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Simone Monet, and this is Halo Image and Energy Consulting, where we merge the worlds of personal style and personal development to help women with big dreams get to their next best level in life. So if you're interested in learning how to use what you've got to get what you want, then just keep watching. So I'm sure you guys have seen this trend of the winter arc popping up all over your TikTok, your Instagram, your YouTube. And at first when I saw this winter trend popping up, I was like, oh, this is like another stupid way to get women to shell out more money and more effort to try to get to some sort of idealized version of perfection. And then I was like, well, I don't know, there is a little bit something to it. And so today I decided to do my take on the winter arc transformation and tell you some real intangible ways that working on yourself through winter can help improve your life. I'm talking using fashion and style to give you more money, more success, more happiness, more opportunities in 2025. And you know what? The fashion grass grows where you water it. So we are going to be talking all about how to improve your fashion and beauty sense going into the months of November through March to really elevate your winter arc. But before we get started on those 3 tips, please be sure to like and subscribe. I just hit 500 subscribers on YouTube. So exciting. Obviously, that is literally nothing in the grand scheme of things, but I'm not a full-time content creator, and it just means so much to me that like literally 500 people are like interested in what I have to say, find this stuff helpful, and are getting something from this content. So thank you to everyone who is on this journey with me. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do. Or also, if you are interested in more shorter form content, I'm actually starting to post on TikTok now. So you can follow me on TikTok at Halo Image Consulting too. And before we actually get into the first tip, I want to talk about ground zero here, which is really going to be getting inspired. Like you can't transform into this better, more elevated version of yourself if you are not clear on what that looks like. So I implore all of you to start out by just wandering on Pinterest boards, like looking at the women around you, seeing what their personal style is like, looking at the pieces they're wearing and being like, okay, this type of thing I'm drawn to. Start thinking about why you're drawn to that thing, what it means about your personality, your personal style, how you want to portray yourself to the world. Because when we are drawn to specific things out in the world, it means usually that we have some sort of desire around that thing ourselves. So definitely get inspired, pick up a magazine, Google like XYZ style on Pinterest, Google certain celebrities or influencers. Just get your mind, percolating, get it creative, and start thinking about what is actually going to look and feel good for you. And so once you've gotten inspired, you can actually dive into tip number 1, which is going to be using layers and colors in new and inventive ways every single day, creating new combinations you have not done before using things you already have. I think for a lot of women, and what I hear from my closet edit clients specifically, sometimes people are just like, I don't know where to start. I don't even know how to begin to put things together in ways that differ from how I've done it in the past. And so I love the winter arc moment specifically because we're kind of hunkered down, we're not going out as much, we have more time indoors. So that means like trying new things that you may be afraid to try outside. Like a lot of us are working from home these days, and on Zoom, you're only from here up. So every day, try a different clothing combination that you have not tried before. And so what that means is, taking an outfit like this, like very simple, something you just throw on, not really thinking about it, turtleneck and jeans, and then trying something different, like pairing it with a unique skirt or a different type of pant, or accessorizing it in a different way, whether that be dressing it down when you usually dress it up, or dressing it up when you usually dress it down. So in these couple of examples, I've taken this like classic black mock neck um, sleeveless sweater and elevated it here with this green skirt, more accessories, heels, and given it a different life as compared to just the jeans. And in this other example, I've paired it with a denim midi skirt to kind of give it a bit more of a casual vibe, but then also elevating it with the leather boots and the houndstooth coat there. So really play around with different things because there's so many different ways you can express yourself with something as simple as a basic turtleneck. And winter is really the perfect time to be playing around with all these fashion styles and really figuring out who you are in terms of your next level of style, because summer is very straightforward. It's maxi dresses, tank tops. There's less items of clothing, less layers to play with. And so winter, we get into like boots, hats, scarves. We get into different textures like leather and suede and velvet, wool, that kind of thing, cashmere. And so there's just a lot more to play with. And having so many different layers and colors and things like that really gives you more of a canvas to create new combinations that can help express yourself and help you figure out exactly where your style is come springtime. Like once you've tried something new every single day, you're really gonna have honed in on exactly where your style is going and how to create combinations quickly. Like when I work with my closet edit clients, a lot of the issues, around getting dressed in the morning, it's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to start. And so I default to my regular. There's like sometimes a sense of laziness or complacency there. But once you get on it, you get in that habit of trying new things and figuring out who you are in terms of your personal style, what your archetype is. And we do a lot of that in the closet edit sessions. But once you have an idea of what that is, it's going to be easier to do that and replicate that quickly. So now not only are you putting yourself in beautiful outfits that make you feel good, you're doing it faster than you ever have before because now it's muscle memory, right? And trust me, from like a self-love perspective and a confidence perspective, once you hit that winning outfit in the morning and you put it on and you're like, oh, yes, like that's it. This is how I want to feel today. This is embodying my energy. It gives you such a natural, sustained dopamine hit throughout the day, making you feel continuously better about yourself because you know that you've put the effort into yourself and you're showing yourself that, hey, I have the self-worth. I'm worth putting on a good outfit today and feeling good. And that's just like one of the best ways to like frame your day. It's so good. And before you click off this video because this seems like too much work, let me just say it's not supposed to be easy. Personal style and authenticity is not something you can buy off TikTok Shop. Okay? It's not like some hot girl costume you can just microwave and put on your body. Like you have to really do the creative work and the introspection to figure out exactly what works best for you. So if you're not willing to do that, then maybe this video isn't for you because it is going to be a bit of work, but I promise you the results are so worth it. And honestly, you don't have to go at it alone. I actually have a 6-week image and energy elevation program, which is one of my favorites. It's one of my longer form programs where I work with people one-on-one to help them figure out their personal style while having like a dedicated image consultant there to help you really go deep and figure out what that is. It includes like the color analysis, the closet edit. It also includes beauty and self-care rituals, and also includes the inner work of figuring out exactly what works for you and how you can tailor your life to support your personal style and in turn support your life goals and helping you achieve exactly what you want. So if this video is sounding like too much to do on your own, I would highly recommend checking out the 6-week image and energy elevation package, and I'll link it down here. Okay, so tip number 2, it's going to be do your makeup every day. Doesn't have to be full glam, doesn't have to be, anything crazy, but try something out every day. I think a lot of the times we crave a refresh is because we've gotten stuck into a rut of doing things the same old way we've always done them. And trust me, like I get it. I'm the same way, like I have used the same makeup products for the most part for like years now, like even the same eyeshadow palettes. Like once you find something that works, I get the urge to stick with that. And I highly urge you not to go into the rabbit hole of like over consuming different products. I'm talking more so about trying new techniques. Like I had this whole phase in college where I would just sit down when I had a little extra time and just try a makeup look. Try that eye look, try a different way of using my concealer. And this is usually like, a little bit of time before I was ready to take a shower. And so I would just wash it off. And this is kind of a thing in the makeup space where it's like shower makeup. You do your shower makeup because you can try any crazy thing or any technique, and it doesn't matter if it turns out horrible because you're about to take a shower anyways and wash it off. So that's one way to try new techniques and just practice that winged eyeliner, practice your eyebrows, filling in things or trying different placement of blushes to see how it elevates your bone structure or not. So just a lot of trial and error, and you have the entire winter to do this when you're going to be in your house and no one's there to judge you or anything like that. So take advantage of this time to practice and hone your skills so that you're able to do them super quickly when it comes time for vacations and wedding season and vineyard season and all these outings when it gets warm. And one way to kind of see what kind of techniques are out there, obviously, like getting in touch with the makeup influencers, like do some research to figure out what type of contour works for your face shape, what type of colors work for your eyes. I was watching one of my favorite creators. Her name is Rose and Ben on Instagram. And, I have my way of doing like concealer under the eye. And I've just seen her do concealer under the eye with so many different techniques. And I've been wanting to just try them out, to see what's going to cause less creasing, what's going to be better for my eye shape, and that sort of thing. And I swear these girls come up with like 1,000 ways to do the same thing, right? And they all do have different outcomes. So highly recommend like just getting curious without beating yourself up or having negative self-talk when you're trying these new things. Like we're all always learning, and staying teachable is a huge part of always growing. Another incredibly critical part of like leveling up your makeup skills is going to be paying attention to undertone and contrast. And if you haven't seen my makeup video on warm versus cool tones, where I do one half of my face with cool tone makeup and the other half with warm tone makeup, I highly advise to check that out. Just gives a really good comparison of like how your undertone of your skin plays into the products you should be choosing. And then there's another creator who has this whole concept of like high contrast, medium contrast, and low contrast makeup, and everyone kind of falls within that category, and you can kind of do your makeup according to your contrast level between your features. And I'm not at all surprised that this concept blew up because it's actually a part of color analysis and color theory. So when I'm doing my color analysis sessions, I do go over your contrast and your saturation, whether that's high, medium, or low. And of course, that factors into the hair coloring and makeup recommendations that I give you within your lookbook for your color analysis. So it makes a ton of sense as to why this blew up, and it gives people a really clear guide as to how they should be doing their makeup based off their features. And for the people that aren't into makeup, that's also totally fine. I would just encourage you to like focus on your skincare this winter. Focus on, your grooming habits, whether that's like doing your eyebrows a certain way or, exfoliating and different things just to make sure you're clear and healthy and bright, and not dull, because dullness, it really can just weigh everything down. So just focusing on what you can do to make yourself feel as refreshed as possible. But I will say that there's actually been studies done that suggest that people that put more effort into their look, people that wear more, not more makeup, but people that wear makeup in corporate spaces tend to actually make more money. Whether that's fair or not, whether that's morally right or not, up for debate. Do I wish it was that way? No, but when we're talking about the halo effect and personal style, and also using personal style to achieve our dreams and live the life we really truly want, it's just important to factor in the societal norms, the expectations, and how that impacts our money, our success, our opportunities. So I will give that to you as your food for thought, and do with it what you will. Okay, so we're on to the last one, tip number 3, and that's going to be hair theory and experimenting with hair theory. And first of all, let me just say, like, healthy hair is sexy hair, period. And so I love the idea of using this few months of this winter arc to get your hair to the healthiest place it could possibly be, whether that means experimenting with different deep conditioning treatments, different masks, different heat protectants, cutting and doing a chop. And so by the time we get to April, it's grown out in a way that you really enjoy. Because as people, we do look to each other with our eyes to see signifiers of health. And healthy, shiny hair that's not brittle or broken off is a great symbol of health and well being, and automatically makes you more attractive. So, healthy hair is happy hair. And I will say, I started this during my own, like, this was before like the winter arc thing was a thing, but I was trying out something last winter or maybe 2 winters ago where I noticed my hair in the front, where it's the most kind of like silky, was breaking off. Like my bangs were like breaking off. Maybe I can insert some photos here if I can find some. But they were getting really short, like up to here, from just breaking off. And I was like, something has to give. Like I have to try something new to figure out why this is happening or prevent it from happening. And I wasn't gonna like buzz my head and just start over. Like I was not doing that. So I decided to. I was already taking powdered collagen, but I had heard someone say that this particular liquid collagen had done wonders for their hair growth, and so I switched to that brand of liquid collagen. And of course, I'd always heard of Olaplex and that being such a great hair treatment. It's a little on the pricier side, but I was like, my hair health is worth it. I am on camera a lot, so, and I do heat style my hair quite a bit. So I was like, let's just try it. And I tried 3 things from Olaplex. I think it's the number 0, the number 3, and the 9. So it's like a pre-shampoo treatment where you spray it on, one thing on, and then you have a cream, and that's supposed to help prevent breakage and like build the bonds of your hair more. And then also the heat protectant. And between the Olaplex and the liquid collagen, my bangs over the last year have grown out. They're no longer breaking off. I, heat style my hair just as much, but like doing some investigating and finding solutions and implementing them and staying consistent has literally paid off, because my bangs now are like past my chin, whereas before they were up here. And so that made me really proud and really happy to just see the results paying off. And so that's what I'm saying with just like finding solutions and sticking with them, so that in a few months you'll be able to reap the benefits. So also, in addition to hair health, also experimenting with styles and cuts. If there's a new color you've been wanting to try, or a new cut, now is the time, right? We're inside more than ever. If you hate it, you have time to figure that out before it's time to start going outside again. And then in terms of style, like as you're playing with your outfits every day and trying those new color and layered combinations, like, and you've gotten your inspiration from your Pinterest board or your influencer inspirations, also figure out the hair that goes with your new look. Is it a blunt bob that signifies strength and leadership? Is it flowing curls and length that is more soft and feminine and makes you feel more relaxed? Or is it a pin straight look that, just makes you feel really fierce and unstoppable? Like our hair, just like our clothes, helps us embody and ramp up certain energies within us. So play around with those styles Note how they make you feel on the inside. Note how they make you feel when you're interacting with others in the world, and hone in on your few favorite styles that you can turn to once it gets warm outside. Okay, so let's do a quick recap. The 3 tips for your winter arc are playing with colors and layers every single day within your wardrobe. Healthy hair is happy hair. And also playing with your makeup, experimenting with different techniques to best elevate your skill set, and practicing that. Practicing all of these things really, so that by the time the frost dissolves, defrost, whatever. By the time the last frost is gone, okay, you are quicker, more sure of yourself on how to style yourself and put yourself out there in a way that makes you feel the most confident and beautiful. Okay, and since this is kind of like a personal development, self-work type of video, I thought it'd be good to go back to something I love to do in my videos at the end, which is the journal prompts. So today's journal prompt is, I want you to, get cozy, get into your mind space, and imagine yourself walking into a room full of stylish, elegant women. And so when you walk into this room full of stylish, authentic, chic women, if any, what insecurities or negative self talk came to mind? It'd be, I don't fit in here. Why are they so dressed up? They're trying so hard, it's cringy. I'm too dull, I could never pull that off. XYZ. Sit with those feelings, and instead of letting fear and jealousy derail you, actually ask yourself, what was one aspect of someone's style in that room that you actually were drawn to? What's one aspect of their style that I can learn to incorporate for myself? And this will give you a hint as to what your personal style is, what you're attracted to, and what aspect of your personal style you want to evolve the most. If you were in that exercise in your mind and you were just, having some feelings kicked up about the person with the best haircut in the room, and that kind of made you feel a little insecure, that may be a clue to you that you may want to start with tip number 2, with tip number 2, and work on your hair the most. And so these kind of exercises really help us get in touch with like where our resistance is in terms of personal style. You see a woman walking down the street with a bold outfit, a beat face, and like the best hair you've seen all day, and that kicks up some negative emotions for you. Might be because you want something that she has, right? But you don't know how to get there, or you feel like you don't have the tools to get there, and so it just kind of sits as this like envy or jealousy. And instead of sitting with that, just try to think of it like, well, if she gets to do it, then so do I. Like, why does one person get to do something and the other person doesn't? I think we're all inherently worthy. We're all inherently capable of certain things. So just use that as a sign of empowerment. She's just like you. We're all here doing the same thing, right? Like if she gets to have it, then so do you. All right, guys, I think that's it for the winter arc. I would love to hear what you thought about these tips. Did you think that I missed anything? Let me know what you plan to work on first. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Bye.